Hello everyone, this is week 2 for my 3-queen Lasius Niger colony. So we had the loss of an ant worker last week. I determined this was due to lack of hydration. Note I use the word hydration, not humidity, because a commenter did reveal to me that in fact ants do need drinking water as well as having enough humidity in the air. And there isn't enough water coming from the hydration sponge in the middle of the nest. So last week also 2 of the other workers were also kind of like seizing and trembling a bit. And I solved the hydration issue and they stopped the seizing. So I think that was what killed our unfortunate worker there. But as you can see here, I solved the issue by putting a piece of cotton kind of near the entrance of the nest there. And I'm hydrating that. So just putting water on that so they could drink from it directly if they needed water. And during last week I did see a queen walking on it. I've seen workers on it drinking from it. They really seem to perk up. The colony looks a lot more active now. Have a lot more energy. So yeah. Some hydrator there. Put a bit too much there. And that's not really too much of a good thing there, but I'll clean that up with a Q-tip later. So yeah, I was recommended by this commenter to use a test tube to provide water, but I really didn't want to connect a test tube to this setup. So I just put that cotton ball there, and it seems to be working great. So you can see the 3 queens are very excited over their brood there. They did lay, okay, they did lay eggs, so it's kind of hard to see. Worker's kind of blocking it there, but they still have the larvae from last week, in addition to, I don't know, 15 eggs or more. They're kind of scattered around a bit, but see the queen kind of to the farthest from the camera is still a bit swollen. I don't think she's laid yet, but I think the other 2 may have laid. So that's a good sign that the ants are getting really comfortable in here. They've already laid. The worker that died last time, it looks like it has been cannibalized a bit, actually. Can't really see it, but it's kind of hidden by a queen. I'll change the angle later so you can see, but it's in 2 pieces. The head is right by the hydration sponge, and the body is by the brood there. And it I think the ants actually are cannibalizing it, which is a bit strange because I'd heard ants typically did not eat their own dead. Oh, there you can see it. The queen moved. That's the body of the worker there. Just getting that Q-tip. Bit unfortunate, but I guess maybe it provided nutrients to the colony. Okay. Yeah, I've seen I was gonna take it out today, but I've seen kind of the queens and the workers really touching their mouths to it. And really looks like they're actually getting nutrients out of it. So I don't know if that's a typical, maybe for a founding colony, the ants will eat their own dead. I mean, they eat their eggs. If it is oh, look, see the ants there getting the water. Yeah, workers getting the water. I'll clean up that water. It's not good to have like a pool of water. I put too much water in. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait about maybe 2 or 3 months to get those eggs fully developed. Okay, coming in here trying to get some of that excess water out with a Q-tip. It's kind of, you can see the head of the ant there, the dead worker kind of sticking there, but that should be good. Right, got most of the water out. As long as the sponge, sorry, the cotton ball should be very wet though, so they can drink directly from it. Man, although these ants, I think the hydration was the key to my issues with this colony, because look how much active they are compared to last week's update. The queens are really working the eggs, I think, cleaning them, keeping all the mold off. The larvae there is turning a bit more yellow, getting a bit thicker. Hopefully it's gonna have some growth coming soon there. So that worker will replace the dead worker. So today for feeding, just putting a bit of maple syrup in. Careful not to put too much in. That's for the adult ants there. But also today, I'm planning on feeding them some protein. I mean, they do have the protein from the dead worker, but I wasn't sure if they really were eating it or just, taking it apart out of curiosity. Don't really know if they're curious or not. Hey, maybe it is. It's a thing. So that syrup there will be more than enough for the entire. It's only a 5 ant colony anyway, but that piece of egg was too big. Gonna put it smaller. They'll never eat that. But yeah, I'm gonna feed them protein. I'm gonna give them a bit of egg, bit of a cooked egg there, nice and soft. I don't think the workers can actually digest solid food. I do not think the workers can digest solid food, but they do have one larvae, so they can take a piece off, bring it to the larvae. The larvae does have some enzymes to dissolve solid food, then they can, um, yeah, regurgitate the aminos and give it to the adult ants. That is a bit of overfeeding. I don't know if that one larvae will be able to handle that much egg. Probably not, but just a few pieces. Um, I think if there's a bit of juice on the side, the adult ants may be able just to suck it off, but they won't be able to. They can't really just like eat just like actual like solid food. Yeah, I'm kind of overfeeding, but it's okay because it's a founding colony. I want them to have as much nutrients as possible. Notice how close I put the egg to the entrance of the nest there. It's currently blocked off with cotton, as I'm sure you've noticed. But for these ants, essentially, this nest is their entire world. This is like the entire world for the ants. I'm kind of treating kind of the large space right next to the entrance of the nest as like their outworld per se. I mean, put the food there, the hydration there, and their little alcove there is kind of like the nest area, kind of getting them accustomed to it. So, but move it farther and farther out. So when I do connect the outworld, I'll probably connect it as soon as that clutch hatches. Because by the amount of food I'll be giving them, by the time that the clutch of eggs there is hatched, they also will have laid subsequent generations. So yeah, there'll be a lot of ants coming. Because I mean, I think the next these eggs here will be the nanites won't really be even nanites anymore. They'll be much larger because there's much more available nutrients. And also, they'll be a lot better cared for because there's 3 queens as well as 2 workers, so they're never really going without care. You can see the dead worker there. Also, I'm noticing kind of black spots everywhere in the nest, especially around the nest area. I think those are ant feces. I don't know if ants really do produce feces or not, but kind of looks like it. Or maybe they're vomiting. Also, during the week, I did notice some yellow like pools of liquid sometimes randomly, and I'm like, where's this coming from? It looked like maple syrup, but almost like the ants had vomited up maple syrup or something. I don't know, but there'll probably be some more eggs next week because I think that third queen has not laid her clutch yet. She looks a lot more swollen than the others. As you can see, if you look really close, you can see the worker feeding off of the dead worker there. All right, that's probably all for this week. See how it goes next week for my next update on this colony.